Hi, my name is Liz and welcome to Nothing But Bags. I call this space Nothing But Bags because when I am getting myself ready to go, picking out what I'm going to wear, it's typically because I wanted to match the handbag that I'm carrying, because when I get ready to go somewhere, my outfit is the accessory, my handbag is the main event. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, thank you so much for selecting this video. There's a lot of content all over social media about handbags, fashion, luxury. So the fact that you selected this video is sincerely appreciated. And if you are a returning subscriber, a returning fellow handbag addict, a returning handbag sister or brother, you know how I feel about y'all. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. As you saw from the thumbnail and title of this video, this is to all the bags I've loved before. So this video, I kind of want to talk about making the decision to relinquish some of our bags, to reduce our handbag collection, to get rid of certain pieces. I really made a concerted effort to go through all of the bags in my collection and look at each and every one and ask myself, how do you honestly feel about this bag? And as I went through that process, if I wasn't in love, if I couldn't say, I love that bag so much, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, I want to wear it tomorrow, then those bags I decided to move out of my collection. I think one of the things that happens for us as handbag collectors is we get into the first hurdle of, I'm not going to make back the money that I spent on this bag if I sell it. So I'm just going to keep it. And that's great logic, obviously. From a financial perspective, if we're talking about money, that is a smart position to take. However, because I do girl math, which is I made up in my head, I feel like, how many times have I carried this bag? Have I given it a good old college try? Have I really attempted to use this bag and make it work in my collection? And if I carry the bag, I look at my cost per wear. And if my cost per wear is minimal enough, then I will let the bag go. Prime example was my Coach Empire. I had the Coach Empire 40. I'm going to have pictures on the screen here. I love that bag. I carried that bag over 10 times. I carried that bag to do errands. I went to Target to go shopping. I took it with me to go get my real ID here in Tennessee. We were required to get our real ID by a certain time, otherwise we couldn't fly. So I went to get my real ID, which was a long all-day process, standing in line and sitting in a chair waiting for your number to be called and all that stuff, and having to have your marriage certificate and your birth certificate and 2 drops of blood and all stuff you had to have to do that. So I took that bag to run errands. I took that bag on travel, and I took that bag to work. And I came to the conclusion that while I love that bag and spent a significant amount of money on the bag, I simply didn't love that bag. I didn't enjoy the carry. It was too heavy. It was too large for my frame as far as I was concerned. And I'm not no small girl. I'm 5'7", 5'8", 200 pounds for reference. It just wasn't comfortable. It wasn't a comfortable carry. It wasn't comfortable traveling for me. It was a beautiful bag, and I love how it looked, but it wasn't comfortable. And so I looked at the fact that I'd given it a college try. I carried that bag significantly. And I felt like based on my cost per wear, I was not losing $700 or $800, however much I spent on the bag. I was only losing $100, $200. Based on girl math, because that's where my cost per wear was. Sell that bag on Poshmark and get myself a Coach Crosby backpack, because that backpack I knew would be more comfortable because of the distribution of weight. I knew that it would be an easier carry for me because it's a backpack, and I felt like it would be I would get more use out of that than I was getting out of the Empire. It was a good decision for me. I'm glad that I did it. I thoroughly enjoyed my Coach Crosby. I've carried it almost 10 times already. I've taken it on 2 or 3 business trips. I've taken it to the office. It's a great, comfortable carry, and I'm so glad I got that bag. I think if we look at the cost per wear as opposed to the cost of the overall bag, I think it becomes more logical to let it go if you've tried it and it just isn't working for you. Now, sometimes that's not going to work. I sold my Versace La Medusa bag. I looked at that bag, and while I loved the color of the bag, I didn't love the bag. the aesthetic was no longer my aesthetic. I bought that bag a couple of years ago. I really bought it because of the color and didn't do much shopping at the time. I was very label driven. I wanted bags based on being luxury and being a luxury house bag. And I wasn't buying the bag because of the actual style or design of it. It was a heavy carry for me. And I did not want to reach for it. And I didn't want to force myself to reach for it. So I decided to sell that bag on Poshmark. I did not sell it for the same amount that I bought for it. And I also didn't get my cost per wear out of the bag because I didn't carry it, but maybe a handful of times. But for what I sold it for, I was able to use that exact amount of money to buy another bag. I sold my Versace La Medusa bag and replaced it with this, with the Chloe Marcy shoulder bag. Same general color, but this bag to me is more in line with my aesthetic. Every time I saw my girl Lo Yaya pick up her Chloe Marcy bag in this brown saddle color, every time I saw it, I wanted it. I coveted it every time I saw it. I showed my wife this bag on like Neiman Marcus and Bloomingdale's, and I showed it to her in black, and she was like, I'm not that impressed with it. But the bag is $2,000 or $3,000 brand new. I bought this one from the resale market from Rebag through Macy's. Macy's sells pre-loved bags just like Dillard's does now. And this bag was $700 or $800. And I don't know why it was so inexpensive. I guess because it's lost its shape. It's softened over the years, or however long it's been since it was made. It's softened quite a bit. I have it stuffed, so that's why it's keeping its shape right now. But other than that, the shape being lost, this bag has nothing wrong with it. I saw no damage here. The pocket still looks good. I wiped it down with handbag cleaner and did a couple of coats of leather lotion on it. And there was there was a little spot somewhere on either the front or the back in the corner. Once I did the cleaning of it and the conditioning of it, I couldn't see that anymore at all. It had a couple little dents in the handles, and I'm taking that from somebody maybe had a ring on or something and scratched it in the carry. But once I did the conditioning and the cleaning on it, I can barely see the little dents in it. Barely. The bag is in exceptional condition. The inside is clean as a whip. The zipper works perfectly. Smooth zipper. The interior is clean on the bag. Like I said, I have it stuffed, but the interior is clean. It's a nice, like green, not a metallic, like a forest green sort of interior. And it's the same essentially the same blue as the Versace La Medusa bag. So I got rid of a bag that was not serving me so that I could get a bag that would fit more in my aesthetic. And I'm so happy I got this bag. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't carried it yet, but I think it's a great everyday bag. Super comfortable. It comes with a shoulder strap that you can, that's not it's removable, but it's not adjustable. But I think it's a gorgeous bag. But one thing I thought about when I got this one, I was like, well, this bag is pretty big. And I wanted the color blue in my handbag collection as a pop of color for certain outfits. And I saw this gorgeous Monsieur Gabriel shoulder bag, and it was on sale for like $235. So I bought this. This color is called Ocean. It is absolutely stunning. I'm gonna put the type of leather this is on the screen. I want to say Spazzato or Spatano or something. Smooth zipper. Beautiful little inside. Came with a dust bag. Smooth on the inside. I put a few things in it just to, I put a couple things in it just to kind of see for myself, just kind of play with it a little bit. I'm going to move my stuff from my handbag I'm carrying today while I'm talking to y'all. But I got this bag because I just love the color, and I thought this will be cute as a pop of color to carry when I'm just going out somewhere and I just want to grab a little small cute bag with me. I don't want to carry something big. I want to carry something small. I just took the things out of my pochette accessoire. But it's just like chapstick, lipstick, not hand sanitizer, tissue, my medicine, a card holder, just a few things like that. Zip this up, put it on your shoulder. And as you put stuff in the bag, it just makes it even more comfortable on the shoulder as a shoulder bag. It's super comfortable, and it's so pretty. So I thought, how cute would this be as a little pop of color to carry when I go somewhere, something small, not too big, like the Chloe bag. So I got that and replaced the Versace with these two bags. So I feel like I have a bag, everyday bag, and the Chloe bag, and I have the Monster Gabrielle for a pop of color. Another bag I sold was my Speedy 20, and I've mentioned that a couple of times in previous videos. I love my Speedy 20. It was carried quite often, but I had two Speedy 20s. I had one in monogram and one in damier ebene. I didn't need two. I reached for the damier ebene more than I reached for the monogram, but I didn't need two, and I knew I didn't want a Speedy in a larger size in monogram because I really don't like having to deal with untreated vacetta. I like damier ebene much better. So I purchased this Speedy 25 in damier ebene to take the place of the Speedy 20 in damier ebene. So basically what I'm saying is relinquishing bags in your collection that don't serve you, that you're not carrying, that don't make you happy, that don't make your heart smile, and replacing them with bags that do work better for you could be an option. Another option is you don't have to replace it at all. I sold several bags on Poshmark. I sold all of my Telfar bags because the straps is not removable and it's not adjustable. So I got rid of them. I didn't replace those because I had one in denim. I already had another denim bag, my Ralph Lauren Ricky bag. I got rid of the PVC Telfar shopper. I had the Coach Tabby in PVC. And I got rid of the brown Telfar shopper. I have plenty of brown bags. I have enough brown bags to last a lifetime. So there's some pieces I got rid of that I already had something else compatible with it in my collection that I was reaching for more than them anyway. And then I replaced some bags because I wanted that color or that style in my collection, but the one I had wasn't serving me. So this video is really just to discuss, bags I've loved before, bags I've had that I've sold, whether I've sold them and been glad that they're gone and don't need anything like them, whether I sold them because I had something similar in my collection already and I was gravitating to those anyway, so I don't need to replace them, or they're bags that I've sold and I actually replaced them with something that serves me better. I know another hurdle that we come across is, how do I do it? Some people are like, I don't want to deal with the Poshmark thing. Some folks are like, I don't want to sell it myself. It's hard. Some people don't like to deal with the resellers because there's such a high fee. But you have several options. There is a YouTuber here on YouTube, Candy Sweet Love Luxury. Her name is on my screen somewhere. She does consigning and she is in the handbag community herself. She actually purchases and loves handbags. I have sold with her. I know other people here that have sold with her and bought from her. It's very easy to do business with her. You ship your product to her. She will post it either on lives, on her Instagram or her YouTube. She will sell it for you, whatever terms you require, if it's full payment or payment plan. Once she gets the funds in, she will send you your money, Zelle or Venmo or something. She does take a fee, but the fee, I think, covers her actually doing all this work for you, as well as the shipping to the customer. And there is no comeback, because they feel like they made a mistake. The sale is final. They have to work something out with her. If they don't like it, they'll have to purchase something else, or it's all handled by her. You don't have to ever worry about that again. So that's a great option. Check out consignment stores in your area. One of my friends here on YouTube has a couple of consignment stores in the area that she sells her bags to. That way you just give it to them. They do all the work. Of course, they charge a fee, but you don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. The other option is Fashion File, Rebag, and the Real Real. I've only sold, I think, with the Real Real, but I've sold several bags with them. Their fees are relatively high, and it can be quite a period of time before you get paid for what you sold. However, you don't have to worry about authentication. You don't have to worry about returns. All that stuff is handled by them. So there's several options if you do want to sell or get rid of some of your bags. You can also get rid of them here. If you have a YouTube channel, you can sell them on your channel directly with people. You could do it through Instagram. You could put them on Poshmark. Poshmark, I think, is super easy. The only thing is you have to do the shipping and stuff. So that's the only harsh part of it. But the fees, I think, are lower than some consignment places. And if your bag is a luxury bag, they do authentication as well. So again, if you have a bag in your collection that you have loved in the past and you no longer love and no longer serves you or suits you, it's okay to get rid of it, even if you're not going to make back the money that you spent purchasing the bag. Keep in mind, if you carry the bag, that there is cost per wear there. You have actually used that bag. You know it doesn't work for you. You've tried it. You've carried it. It wasn't a good carry for you, and you're ready to let it go. And that's absolutely okay. And if you take your cost per wear into consideration, you're not losing quite as much money. And if you can take the money that you made from the sale and put it directly towards another bag, I feel like in girl math, I feel like that's a wash. I feel like that's like, one in, one out. That's how I calculate it. I'm just saying. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the handbags that I've loved before and how I come up with deciding whether I'm going to sell a bag or not, whether I'm going to replace it or not. That's what works for me. I'm not the guru. I don't have all the answers to all the questions. I just am not a gatekeeper, and I don't keep tools or tricks or cheat codes that I've used or I've learned from you, because we're a community, and I know that you would share things with me if you felt like you had an idea, because you all do in comments on my videos, and I wanted to share this with you. So I've actually got a little series going on. I don't know what's going to be next. I got a little series going on. So we've done how to curate a collection. We've done how to fall back in love or deeper in love with your bags. To buy or not to buy, that is the question. And now we're doing this one, which is to all the bags I've loved before, when it's time to let go of a bag. I don't know if I put my title in here or not, but that's going to be the title. So my editing Liz in the future. I get that from my girl Sus What. But anyway, if you like this conversation, please drop down in the comment section. Let's keep it going. Tell me if there's some bags that you don't love and you're trying to decide if you want to let them go and you don't know how, or you've let go of some bags in your collection. You're super happy you let them go because that allowed you to either make room for new bags in the future, or it allowed you to add bags back that serve you better. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. Like my girl Simply D says in the comment section, let's chop it up in the comment section. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much. It's sincerely appreciated. I really appreciate the support I get from the videos, that you watch them, that you leave me comments. I really, really do appreciate you. I try my best to respond to every single one of them, because I appreciate the time that you spend with me. Your time is valuable, and the fact that you gave some of it to me, I can't thank you enough. And the only other thing that I will ask of you is that you have an absolutely wonderful day.